My mother would say back home in Ireland, tell the truth and shame the devil. How many of you here have never had a bad day? You just turn up Monday morning at 5:30 on the pool deck and you just go zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. You just bounce in. Just like the guy right in the Viagra ad, right? Good morning, right? In you come, right? Although to be fair, now, I never thought about this until my father pointed it out, right? Surely to heavens, if Viagra actually worked, the guy would be coming out the door like this in the morning. Now, I never thought of that until my father pointed this out to me. Now, my mum and dad were over from, they live on a farm in Ireland, and they'd come over to visit. And so anyways, my mum and dad were over, and my wife and my mum and the kids had gone out somewhere. So there's just my dad and I sitting watching television. And my dad is a very quiet man. I get all this from my mother. My dad is one of those men, if I hadn't seen him in 30 years and I met him at the airport, it would be like this. Hi, son. That's it. That's it. None of that touchy-feely stuff. He's a sheep farmer, so he keeps that sort of stuff. I won't go ahead. Anyways, so my dad and I are sitting here watching, I think we were watching the Toronto Maple Leafs self-destruct or something, right? We're just sitting there. And it goes to commercial. And, we're sitting here having great father and son moment, not speaking, but just watching the hockey. And this Viagra ad comes on. Now, I'm of that generation, at least in Ireland, where anything to do with sexual anything is just embarrassing in front of your parents, right? So I'm sitting there going, oh gosh. And my dad's sitting there and he goes, son. We haven't spoken in hours. Son, I've been having a wee bit of trouble lately. Take me now, please. Son, I've been having a wee bit of trouble lately. And he points at the guy in the television. He goes, that looks like a man who's had a real good night's sleep. I haven't been sleeping well lately. I'm going to try some of that. Yeah. First little rule about swimming fast and succeeding in the pool and succeeding outside of the pool is you just don't have bad days. Some days are simply more challenging than others, right? You don't have bad days, because when you have a bad day, you give up, right? Like with our hockey players at the start of the year, we give them a schedule, right, of all 82 games. And we say to them, now, sir, just indicate when you're going to have a bad day, because we won't play you. Right? That's fair enough. And I always pull mine in just in case, right? I want to be the first 55-year-old Irish rookie in the league, right? There's a spot for me with the Leafs, I'm sure. Right. So I always pull mine in March 18th, bad day. Now, with our players, if I say to the players, if you could have 76 good games, great games, first star in 76 games and bad in 6, right? Or you could have 76 great races, right? And 6 not so good. Would you take that? And they go, oh yeah, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? First star in 76 games, right? Now you see this man here, right? This gentleman here? He's a pilot for Air Canada. He lands the plane 82 times a year. Now, how many would you like him, how many bad days would you like him to have? Right? In other words, folks, you don't have bad days. You can't sort of expect some people to go along up here while you down here just sort of go, oh, well, it doesn't really matter, right? So what you have are challenging days. Don't have bad days, because when you have bad days, you just give up. And in swimming, you can't give up, right? What you need to do is this. is you need to listen to the voices in your head. Now, I know some of you are sitting there. Some of you are sitting there right now going, if you hear one or two voices, that's okay. If you hear more than two, you probably need to see me on a professional basis. But everybody talks to themselves. Everybody does. Now, I know some of you are sitting there going, no, I don't. Yeah. Everybody talks to themselves, right? You've got to listen to the right voice. And I'll give you a little example, right? I work at the University of New Brunswick. I am on the taxpayer's roll. The salary. Taxpayers pay my salary. And I want you to know as a taxpayer, you're getting your money's worth, right? On Friday afternoons, I take part in a research study, which involves a little white ball and a lot of green grass, or in my case, wood and sand, right? I go golfing. And so I'm sitting in my office and I'm waiting for my ride to come. And it's, my ride comes at 2:30 to pick me up. And it's like 2. And I see young Robert walking across the parking lot. He's coming to my office. And one voice in my head goes, look, there's young Robert coming for help. Because I'd given back their exam results the day before. And the other little voice in my head is going, oh, Lord, I hate that guy. The other little voice is going, you have to help mold his mind. The other voice is going, gosh, you couldn't mold jelly with that guy. The other little voice is going, he's the future of Canada. Well, the little voice is, am I ever glad I kept the Irish passport, because if this is the future of Canada, we're sunk. Then the knock comes to the door. And one little voice says, open the door and tell Robert to come in and take as long as he likes. The other little voice is going, hide under the table, he'll just go away. Folks, you have that discussion all the time. Some of you are about to nod off, and some of you are about to stay awake, right? You're trying to decide, like, will I listen to this guy or will I not? Some of you are just trying to decide, will you push yourselves hard in the last set, or will you just take it off, right? Folks, you know the right voice to listen to. It's always there, right? And I think that's what puts the champions apart, right? They listen to the right voice. And the final little thing about having, by the way, there's 50 of these little rolls. You can't expect others to come to your funeral if you don't go to theirs. Now, only the Irish will get that, right? I'll have to explain it to the rest of you, right? Now, let's take this young man here, since I've been picking on him all night, right? Now, I hope I hope he lives forever, if that's, right? He's a Leaf fan, so he's going to have to, right? I hope he lives forever. But in the event that you don't, I want you to know I'm going to take a whole day off work and come to your funeral, right? Because I think you're a good guy, all right? Now, what are you doing for me? The very least is you could do the same, couldn't you? Yeah. Right, exactly. In other words, folks, you can't expect people in your club to be really enthusiastic, really upbeat, volunteering for things, really positive person, and you're just a pain in the butt. It just doesn't work, people. Doesn't work. Okay? Rule number 2. There's only 5 of them, right? Demand high standards. Now, how many people here, tell the truth, how many people here do not like sushi? Japanese raw fish. Put your hand up if you don't like it. If you don't put your hand up, that means you like it. That's it. There's none of us, well, I don't know. No. You either like it or you don't. Put your hand up if you don't like it. Hand up if you don't like it. Right? That's it. Make a statement. Hand up if you don't like raw fish. Right? Now keep your hand up if you don't like it and you've never had it. Exactly. Yes. Here we are. Yes. Exactly. We don't need to be wasting our time trying that stuff, right? Where's the coach? Coach, that set you gave us, complete waste of time. I'm not going to try that. Like, look, right? In other words, folks, you got to push yourself to think the right way, right? Like if you just dismiss new techniques, new ways of doing things, we don't move forward, right? Okay, be an open mind, okay? Like, let me tell you about athletes in a way. This is the way I like to think about athletes. Athletes are like trees, right? A tree is either growing or it's dead, right? And as athletes, we're growing, right? We're learning new techniques. We're learning new ways of doing things. We're getting better and better. I knew I was going to put the ball in the water. A few years ago, I'm in New Orleans. I'm at a psychology conference in New Orleans. This is before the hurricane. And before the conference starts, we have a golf tournament. You got to picture the scene here. 120 shrinks playing golf.
Small balls.
And small. 119 of them had small balls. Now, we all start at different holes, right? Except for the first group where Madam President was going to hit out the first ball. And all the local TV and photographers and papers and all were there, right? So they were looking for 3 really good-looking, studly guys to be in the picture along with her. So not surprisingly, I was selected. You seem to find that very funny. If I was Leonardo, whatever his name is, Caprio, would you have laughed and went, "Oh, Leonardo, get out of here"? My mother thought I was a very pretty baby. Yeah, I went downhill from there, but anyways, I was selected. So anyway, we get our pictures taken, and then we're waiting for Madam President to hit the first ball. She goes, "Oh, no, no, no. That's not what we do in golf, right? Golfers, you stand around, you throw a tee up in the air. It comes down, whoever it's pointing at hits first." Guess what idiot won that competition, right? So up I go, all right? I'm going, okay, come on, Scotty. Breathe slow. Just think what you tell the athlete. Breathe slowly and deeply. See yourself in a positive light. Huge pipes, narrow waist, buns of steel, right? So up I get, close my eyes, grip and rip. And it's gone 100 miles down the middle of the fairway. Great. And isn't golf funny, golfers? What you actually do there and then and what you want to do are 2 totally different things. What I wanted to go was, yeah, baby, oh yeah, oh, I'm bad, oh yeah, I'm bad. I wanted to strip my clothes off and run naked down the fairway after it. You'll be glad to know that's not what I did. What I did was I tried to make it look like I hit that shot like that all the time. Right, so I bent down, picked the tee up, walk over to my playing partners. "Yeah, how you doing here? It's not a bad place, this nice course, this, yeah, what's that? Oh dear, dead straight again, 300 yards, so monotonous and boring. I get so fed up doing that," right? Anyways, I parred the first hole, parred the second hole, parred the third hole. I haven't had 3 pars since the mountains were cooling, right? Hole number 4, I can hardly remember it now. 171 yards, par 3, totally surrounded by water. So up I get, right, and I'm going, "Come on now, Scotty, don't go in the water." No water for Scotty. This ball isn't going anywhere near the water. And right at the top of my backswing, I remember thinking, gosh, I got to go to the bathroom really bad, right? And where did the ball go? Right in the water. And you turn around to your partners and you say, "I knew I was going to do that," right? Please don't do that when you swim. I never swim well at this pool. Oh, I never swim well at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I never swim, right? Because you're just setting yourself up for failure, right? Okay, don't do that. Demand, when Tiger Woods is up there, not Tiger, Cheetah. When Cheetah Woods is up there. Look. What's he thinking? Well, I don't know what he's thinking, but what's the professionals thinking when they hit the shot? Where are they thinking the ball's going to go? In the hole. You see the difference. And I know that. I know it. I'm a professional. I know that. But I can't force myself to think the right way. It's just too easy to give, and I don't swim well here. Right? So you've got to demand from yourself to think the right way. Rule number 3. 5 of these golden little rules. Make sure your behavior is consistent with your choice. Right? In other words, when you say you're going to do something, do it. Simple as that. What a very old-fashioned idea that is. But let me tell you about Tommy Conway. Tommy Conway ran the store, the little village store, in the little tiny village in rural Ireland that I grew up in. We grew up on a farm outside this little village, and he ran the store. And you would go into Tommy Conway's with your list, and he would put everything in a box for you. And then you'd go to Tommy and you say, Tommy, I don't have any money today. I'll pay you next week. And Tommy would say exactly that. Okay, that's fine. Try that at Loblaws. See where that gets you. Right? Like, in other words, why wouldn't Tommy believe you? You said you would pay him. Simple as that. What a simple world we would live in. Right? Okay? Coaches, your life would be so much easier, wouldn't it? If when the athlete says, I'm going to work really hard today. And they go, oh yeah, well, they work hard. Right? Make sure your behavior is consistent with your choice. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Before I went to the University of New Brunswick, I used to teach at a university up in the Toronto area. And I used to teach Introduction to Psychology. Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, 900 or something in the class. Right? Ooh. Oh, don't worry. There was only about 200 ever came. And it was always a different 200. Right? Right? And you know why they didn't come? Well, Thursday night was library night. Yes. Pub night. So students had a few Guinness. And anyway, so they didn't come to class on Friday morning. And then they went home on the weekend. And, they partied with their friends Friday night, got out of bed Saturday at the crack of noon. Right? Went back out again Saturday night, got out of bed, I don't know, sometime at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock on Sunday night, which meant they didn't go to bed until 3 o'clock Monday morning, which meant they didn't come to class on Monday. And as one student said to me, Scotty, I don't come Friday, I don't come Monday, why would I bother coming on a Wednesday? Right? And then the Irish man came up with, this could win me the Nobel Prize, this idea. Universities are full of complete wingnuts. It's full of idiots like me who just could not operate in normal society, right? But one thing universities do, which is very clever, is they get the students' money, or in your case, your money, right? We get the money up front. Have you noticed that? Oh yeah, you pay first. Now whether you come or not, who cares? We got the money, right? So the students have already paid for the class. I mean, why wouldn't they come? Anyways, the Irishman decided, look, this is what we're going to do. If you don't come to class, right, just send me an email before class. Scotty, I think you're stupid. Or I'm sick. Or I couldn't be bothered coming. Just send me an email. I will email you all the notes that you miss at the end of class. Wow. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. Because, you see, when you come to my class, and I'm going to give you the notes if you don't come, but if you come to my class, that means you stay awake, you answer questions, and you ask questions. You don't come and fall asleep, right? In Ireland, we call people like that two-faced. We've never met before, have we, sir? No, you would remember. Oh, yeah. Yep. No, we have never met before. But see this man here? Great fellow. Great person. Can't believe a word he says, but a great person, right? In other words, we call people like that in Ireland two-faced. They say one thing, and they do something else. You can't trust them, right? Please don't be like that. Don't say you're going to work hard. Don't tell your coaches you're going to do this. Don't say you're going to volunteer for this and then don't do it. It's a simple little rule to live by. Make sure your behavior is consistent with your choice, right? Actions speak louder than words, right? You ever noticed at swimming championships, something very strange happens? They give the medal to the person who touches first. Not the person who said they were going to touch first, but the person who actually did it. Actions speak louder than words, folks. Be judged by what you actually do. Make a difference. Don't talk about it. Do it. 2 last little rules just to finish on. Be an optimistic, winning person. Okay? Let me back up here a little second. Let me tell you what I mean by a winning optimist. There are 3 basic ways of thinking. 3 basic ways of thinking. You get the people who are pessimistic. Doom and gloom. Why do I always false start? Why do I always get the bad lead? Why do I? Right? They're just doom and gloom. I mean, just boring, right? Okay? They just operate on a I told you so policy. They're just waiting for people to fail, and then they tell you. Now, my wife and I have 3 children, and we're teaching them to be pessimistic. Oh yeah, that's where you want to be. Oh yeah, you want to be a pessimistic person. That's the only place to be. Well, think about it, right? Think about it, ma'am. Here's a ticket for the lottery, okay? And I would like this young woman to buy this ticket, right? And she doesn't think she's any chance of winning. It's $10 a ticket. Go on, buy it. No. Go on, no. I never win. No. Eventually, we get her to buy it. So she buys the ticket, but she doesn't think she's going to win. Right? What happens? You draw the ticket out and you don't win. Right. Yeah. I told you so. Right? Yeah. What if she wins $40 million? Now you're wrong, aren't you? Yeah. But you can live with that, can't you? Oh yeah. Right? It's like the goalie for the Leafs. Right? Like, here he is. Game 7, Stanley Cup final. He's, right? I'm the goalie. He's the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He says to me, Scotty, are you all set to go in Game 7? I go, Coach, I'm the goalie, remember? I got a really bad feeling. We're going to get our asses kicked here. How hard do I have to try to be right? Now, just sit there. We get lose badly. I say, I told you so. Or if they take shots and everyone hits me in the head and we win, then I'm wrong, but I got a Stanley Cup ring. Don't be like pessimistic people. They're not interested in making things better. They're just simply there to tell people, I told you so. That's all they're there for. Get rid of those, get away from those people. The 2 other quick ways of thinking are you're a naive optimist or you're a winning optimist. A naive optimist is a dangerous swimmer, dangerous person to be around. They're all upbeat and positive and bouncy, right? Oh yeah, I got a really good feeling things are going to go my way. But they haven't done any of the work to make it go that way, right? Like, I'll give you an example, right? In my spare time, I do heart transplants for a living, right? And the last 99 people I've operated on have all died. But here's number 100 coming up. I got a good feeling. Right? Stay away from that. Like, a little while ago, I was in Pakistan. I don't know if anybody here's ever been to Pakistan. I spent a month in Pakistan with the West Indies cricket team. Now, I don't know if anybody knows anything about cricket. It's like, baseball on Valium, right? It's 5 days it lasts. 8 hours every day, 5 days. Right? And even then, most times there's no result, right? So we're in Karachi, okay? We're in Karachi, and we're sitting in the dressing room. It's 8:30 in the morning. The game starts at 9 o'clock. And anyways, and I'm not exaggerating, it is 42 degrees in the dressing room. 42 degrees. And there's no air conditioning. And there's a little sign on the wall, last cleaned 1937, right? Now in Pakistan, you've got to drink bottled water. And like the players are from the Caribbean, and even they're finding it a bit toasty. And it's hot. And so anyways, there's a big stack of bottled water right beside the fridge. Note, right beside the fridge. Not in the fridge. And the reason it's not in the fridge because, well, the fridge doesn't work. Right? Now, there's probably some engineering people here who can tell me how this happens, but we said to the dressing room attendant, I said, my good man, you got to get this fridge going because the water's starting to boil already. He goes, I fix it for you right away, sir. And it's one of those old British things, right? He picks up the cord. There's no plug on the end, but there's three wires. So he straightens out the 3 wires and jams it straight into the wall. Sparks are flying, right? And you hear the little quiet hum. On comes the fridge, right? And I said to the guy, I said, what are you doing? I said, you could have killed yourself. He goes, oh, if God had meant me to die, I would have died. I remember thinking, God gave you brain. I think God would like you to use brain, but right? But a lot of people, a lot of naive people think like that. Well, you know, I'm going to turn up for the race. Whatever happens, happens, right? We're going to go out to Afghanistan. We'll just give it a run. Whatever happens, happens. Like, holy moly, folks, right? But so many athletes are like that. They're naive. They're upbeat, they're positive, but they're naive, right? It's like, I mean, I know you can't control everything in the pool, and you can't control everything in swimming, but most times you can control enough to get the job done, right? You're sitting on the plane. Right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Air Canada Flight 796, shortly departing Ottawa for Vancouver. The flight plan for this afternoon is we're going to taxi out to runway 24. We're going to point the plane down runway 24. We're going to accelerate as hard as we can down runway 24. And well, boy, if she goes up, she goes up. And if we're in the subdivision, we're in the subdivision. You would get off the plane. Has the pilot told a lie, has she? No. That could certainly happen. But you believe that the pilot can control enough for that not to happen, right? So be a winning optimist. A winning optimist is somebody who puts the training in, who puts the effort in. They're confident, they're upbeat. Why? Because they're well prepared. That's got to be the secret. Now, in swimming, focus on what you're going to do, not on what you're not going to do, right? Too many swimmers focus on what they're not going to. I'm not going to go out too quick. I'm not going to do this. And then they do it, right? When you try, like I'm working with our national men's gymnastics team, and they all go up onto the pommel horse, and there's 4 of them on the team, and each one saying to the other, don't fall off, don't fall off. And they all fall off, right? Like, now some of you are sitting here thinking, I can't believe, why did Nancy ever invite this idiot to come? This is your moment you've been waiting for. Nancy, this is the moment. I'm going to show you how brilliant I am. I'm going to get everybody in here right now to do something they don't want to do. Don't do this. And it's not stupid like don't breathe for 20 minutes. Don't do this, okay? Just don't do this for the next 10 seconds, okay, ma'am? Don't do this, all right? Don't think of an apple. Don't think of an apple. Apple. What are you not thinking? Right? As soon as I said apple, ding. Don't false start. There, you all saw it. Yeah, right? Right? So focus on what you're going to do, because when you try not to do something, you end up doing it, or you end up making a horrendous mistake somewhere else. Focus on what you're going to do, right? Because if you don't, you make a mistake or you make an error in something else. I'll give you an example. Very first time I ever talked in front of a group of people, I was a graduate student at the University in Victoria. My supervisor had gone to a conference, and he said, Scotty, would you like to teach the class? I said, oh yeah, right? So back then, profs used to wear a shirt and tie in all the class, right? Now, I don't dress like that anymore, right? Because I'm married, right? I don't care anymore how I look, right? Like, this is not what I was wearing when I left the house today. No, I was wearing something totally different. And I'm going out the door and my wife shouts, "Are you wearing that?" Right? And I said, no, sweetheart, that's just what I wear to the front door, right? Although, I don't know, but some people here have been married now 25, 50 years, whatever it is. It's a long time, right? And it's great being married, because one of the things for me as a man is I don't have to make choices or decisions anymore, right? Right? I mean, it's great, right? Is it okay if I just talk to the men a second? Because I never get to talk to men like this, because usually I just have 20-year-old students. I don't get to talk to men. So the women can just talk amongst themselves for a second. I just want to get some sort of absolution from the men here, right? Oh, guys. Spring has struck New Brunswick, right? And I'm sitting on my deck, minding my own business, reading the hockey news. My wife comes out onto the deck and says, "We," which is always problematic, right, sir? Yes, I said, "We need to repaint the bathroom." It's okay, guys? I did what your fathers taught you to do. I ignored that remark. My wife says to me, "Are you listening?" I rustle the newspaper to show that I'm still conscious. She said, "We need to repaint the bathroom." I said, "Sweetheart, knock yourself out." She comes back about 4 days later, and she got 3 paint chips. Red, white, and blue. She says, "Which one do you like?" I was, being a man, I always tell the truth. I said, "Sweetheart, I couldn't care less." Right? I don't even know what colour the bathroom is right now. Like, you guys are laughing. You guys have all been out for a wee-wee. What colour's the bathroom? You haven't a clue. I don't care. She says, "I like them all equally. Which one do you like?" I see a few heads going down. Now, I've been married to this woman for 25 years. I know nothing about her. Absolutely nothing. Red, white, and blue. So go for the middle. Play safe. So I go, white. And that's what happened. Icy cold silence. And then just one word. "Really?" Then I panicked. I made a rookie mistake. I changed my mind. I said, "No, sweetheart, blue." She said, "You're just saying that," which of course I am, because I don't care. She didn't speak to me for 5 days after that. "What colour's the bathroom?" "Red." Of course it's red. Of course it is. Sorry. Anyways, let me get back on track here. Although, to be fair, let me just say a little word to the men here who are not married, right? Because I do have some vast experience of women, as you can just see, right? And the other, a few months back, actually it was a year or so back now, my wife and I are sitting at home, right? And it's Valentine's Day, which, right, in 2012, I guess a year or so ago back now, fell on a Saturday. So my wife said to me, "What are we doing for Valentine's Day? It's a Saturday." Right? And I'm thinking, $75 for 2 peas and a squiggly carrot. Right? Forget it. I said, "Nothing, sweetheart. Saturday night, watching hockey." That's it. Wrong answer. Huh? We'll come back to that. So anyways, I'm sitting watching hockey. Right? Saturday night. I got a 2-litre tub of ice cream, of Oreo ice cream. I love Oreo ice cream. Got it balanced on the belly. right? And you know, right, I got a six-pack just going there, right? So then it comes to the end of the first period, right? And you know the rule, men, right? 1 6-pack per period, right? So my 6-pack's done. And I'm not a lazy guy. I'm not lazy. But who is on in the first intermission in Hockey Night in Canada? Don Cherry, Canada's 7th greatest Canadian of all time. So I got to listen to Don. So I said to my wife, I said, sweetheart, would you just shake a leg and just go down to the basement and get me another 6-pack? Now, my wife had not been in good humor all day. Yeah. So she comes back with something like snarky, like, well, what did you last serve and die of? Oh my God. I said, sweetheart, I am a snag. Yep, I'm a snag. I've never met any of you people before, and I'm standing up in front of you saying, I love my wife. I'm a sensitive, new age guy. Snag. Right? I said, sweetie, the last thing I want in this world is for another woman to find me physically attractive. That's why I eat ice cream and drink beer. Just get down. I'm doing it for you, sweetheart. It's called sacrifice. Sacrifice. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Although I wish I was my wife so I could be married to me. What a pleasure that must be. Anyways, I'm teaching this class and I'm getting dressed for the class. And I'm putting on my dress shirt. I had it for graduation out of middle school. All right? And it's a fairly snug fit. And indeed, there's a button missing right over the belly button. Right? And not a pretty sight. Now, what are we going to do here, men? For the women here tonight, you're going to get a little insight into how men's brains work. They work. Right? So what you do is, right? Okay, men, we got 3 choices. Option number 1, you could buy a new dress shirt. Right? No. Yeah, exactly. There's some things men don't buy. We don't buy dress shirts, right, guys? We don't buy little boxes of white hankies. And we don't buy underwear. Like, I've never bought underwear in my life. And I'm 55 years of age. My mother still sends it to me from Ireland in a care package in case I have an accident. Right? Option number 2, needle and thread. Mechanical engineering in Ireland. Option number 3, as somebody said over here, is you put your tie on and you stick it in the top of the pants. So not, right? There you go. See? So every time we move, tie moves with you. So I'm up there lecturing, yakking away, right? And I move out from behind the lectern and 400 people burst out laughing. I walk back again, they stop. Back out, they laugh, they stop. So anyways, on the way out, I stopped one of the students. I said, Rob, what was everybody laughing at? He goes, oh, Scotty, I don't know how to tell you this, because I know it was a big day for you. It was your first class and all. It meant a lot for you. But the fly on the front of your pants was the whole way right down. And I was sitting in the back row, so I couldn't see very well. But there was something sticking out through the fly. It was the tie. Look, get your mind out of the gutter over there. Did they see my belly button? No. They thought they saw something else, right? So in swimming, focus on what you're going to do, right? Not on what you're not going to do. Remember, it's better to aim for the stars and miss than aim for the bottom of the barrel and hit it, right? Aim big. Aim big. And finally, you're going, thank goodness. Finally, you become what you practice most, right? It's what you do next that's really, really important, right? I'm not going to bore you with the whole story, but at the next hole, when I put the ball in the water, the next hole was the long driving contest hole, right? So up I get and I smack this ball. My Irish temper is boiling. I hit the ball right down the middle of the fairway. It lands right on top of a sprinkler head, right? It goes ding. I hit that ball 380 yards. Tiger average is 320 on the tour. 380. I'm 60 yards from the hole, right? No bunkers, nothing. Bit of a steep drop on the other side. There's a lot of chicken wire up because there's houses there. So I'm 60 yards from the hole. I stick the little thing in. I know I've won the long driving. I'm thinking, what a drive. I am fantastic. 380 yards. Yeah. Now, I got 60 more yards to go, right? One little voice is saying, just putt. That's my wife's voice. Just putt. Because when she golfs, she's 400 yards in the middle of the fairway, she putts. What are you doing? Well, you don't win the woods if you putt, right? So she hits it like a croquet shot. So. There's only one shot here. What would Tiger do? Pitching iron, way, way up in the air, come straight down. Where would it land? No. Just past the hole, backspin in, right? And Tiger plays that. He only averages 320, 380, right? So I swing. First sign that all was not well in Scotty world. When Tiger does that shot, he gets a lovely big divot. Divot, divot. I didn't even get a blade of grass. I got nothing. I hit it thick or thin or whatever you call it in golf. The ball went about this height off the ground. I hit it 250 yards. It's gone. Boom. Didn't even get up the height of the chicken wire. Under the wire, guy standing on his back deck, barbecuing. I didn't hit him. I dinged it right off the lid of his barbecue. He dived under the barbecue. The ball rolls out onto his beautifully manicured back lawn. Scottish blood kicks in. Because that ball cost, this was a few years ago, 99 cents Canadian, which back then was $13 US, right? So I can't stand to lose the ball. Down he went, I went right to his front door, knocked on his door. He come to the door. I said, he looked a bit shell-shocked. I said, my good man, I gave him my best Canadian. Good morning, sir. Hey, lovely place you have here, eh? Nice flowers, eh? Blah, blah, blah. Could I have my ball back, please, eh? I won't tell you what I said. I'll leave out the swear words. He said, you can just go and off. So I didn't get my ball back. So I had to chip back into the wind. I took a 17 on that hole. 17! But what a drive, right? You see, folks, it's what you do next that's really, really important. In swimming, as in all sports, as in life, obstacles are things you see when you take your eyes off the goal. And I couldn't agree more with what Chris was talking about when he was up there. You folks have done unbelievable things in the last 45 years in swimming. But it's what you do next that's going to be the key, isn't it? That's right. It's building on what we've done and pushing forward. That has got to be the key. And that's what's going to define you, right? Is where are we going next? Right? And I tell you something, I'm really a small part of this. I'm so pleased to be part of it, even though it's just a small part, because you folks are going somewhere. You really, really are. You've got an exciting group of people here. Thank you so much for, I wish my students would sit and listen to me like this. Thank you so much. If ever you want a copy of this, I can't imagine why you might, but good heavens, just send me an email, scotty@umb.ca, and I'd be more than happy to send it to you. Thank you so much, Nancy, for having me here, and thank you very, very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.